Welcome, everybody. This is kind of the after show after John's, and I'm going to give a rundown. I'm pretty satisfied with the accomplishments of today. And let me go back here. And what we got going here is cleaning up the nibs. I found something softer than a credit card that seemed to work pretty well, because this paint is pretty fresh, but I still need to card off all this stuff here. This has been sitting a week. I think we're going to need something a little stiffer than that. Let's see what happened to the mice. Let's do this. And we'll go here to this one. I can't believe we still got people watching me. I did 6 hours today. This will be, or 7 hours today. And we're still going. You see, you can't see it, but we're getting up little nuggets of things. There's a ton of work to do yet. I mean, you think, well, this looks really good. Well, it may look pretty good because it has color on it, but when you're painting without paint, you have to do everything. Please look up the chroming process. That will explain how I'm painting and getting a nice finish and so light. The woodwork and every step has to be 100% smooth the entire process. You know, I had to turn this into a chat session for members only. Of course, when I left John tonight, I forgot the insignia blue. And of course, the first thing I want to fix is the insignia blue. So I got to drive back over there tomorrow after laundry and try to get the paint. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. I wish John's wife. I'll let that go. I'm going to be able to card the checks. I can't card this right yet because it's still pretty fresh. I got it on pretty thick up here because I was trying to cover the red. One of the guys was concerned about carding. If you're concerned about carding, you can also use 4-aught, that's 4000 steel wool. Make sure it's the stainless steel wool. Otherwise, you'll have rust marks on your airplane. and then steel wool everything. And I might do that too. That makes a real nice flat finish so that a whole lot of clear doesn't have to be put on. I'm going to try to get away with no more than 3 ounces, but 2 ounces would be better. Because it's 57 now. The airplane is 57 ounces. I would like to be under 60. That would be super. It's probably a lofty goal. It's probably not going to happen. Yeah, we got a lot of flashing right there, but I don't want to scrape it off. Yeah, paint's not dry. I got a spot here. I'm going to go around and I'm going to put a piece of tape wherever the spots are that I need to repair. And there's a few. That's part of the business of doing this stuff. Anytime you're putting tape on this stuff, it has a tendency to screw up. But believe it or not, thank you very much for the like. Believe it or not, the screw ups on this are very minimal for the amount of tape that went on there. If you look right here, oh, you can't see. Let me change camera angles. Okay. You look right here, you see a little thread. I think you might be able to see that. What that is flashing. You just keep carding until you get all that off. See it? Probably can't see it, but it's on the card there. And you got to go around and get all those off. This is what I was talking when I was watching Bad Chad. He kept painting back, paint a line here, then paint a line here, then paint a line here. Kept moving it back. If he would have just took out his credit card and knocked off the edge, he'd have been fine. What do we got here? We got a mark there. Get that off. I finally stopped and got myself some alcohol, some 70 and some 90. Yeah, came off. Okay, good. Now, believe it or not, I'm not going to do this, but I'm gonna throw something at you. Should I so choose, I don't have to put any more paint on this. I can buff this shiny right from where it is. But I am going to put the clear on it so that I can seal the paint and put ink on it. Now you don't see. Look at that. You don't want to ink until you get at least one coat of clear on it. And the reason for that is, if you screw up, and there will be screw-ups, you're sunk. Yeah, we got lots of nibs here. Here's one right here. See that? There it is, focused on it. I just pulled that up. All that stuff needs to get off. Pay attention to what you're doing. Because if I'm the judge, ever, I'm looking for it. If Jim Lynch is the judge, he's looking for it. Charlie Reeves, he's looking for it. It seems like, I spend a lot of time in repetition, and you guys, it's over and over and over again, the same thing. But I'm trying to make you understand what it takes to get an outstanding model. And I'm not the best. There are some, Billy Warwich, Paul Walker, Billy Warwich, Paul Walker, Ted Thatcher. There's some really good craftsmen out there. I'm in the upper 10%. Bob Hunt, another fine craftsman. And all the guys that are building high caliber airplanes are doing this. They're doing the same thing I'm doing. You can bet on it. They're just not showing you. Good evening, Alan. So many of these secrets, so many of these things that I'm showing you have been kept secret for so many years. When I was a kid, I'd go down to Whittier Narrows, Tom Warden be there, Bill Noyes, a few of the guys, and I would look at their airplanes and wonder, how in the heck did they do that? And I would say, hey, mister, how'd you do that? Hey, mister, how'd you do that? And I'm sure that I drove them crazy. But that's okay. It took me 50 years to get it out of them. Well, not 50 years to get it out of them, but 50 years to come up to their standards. And I truly believe that if you watch my videos and do everything I do, your airplanes will come out just as good. And like I say, I've been on the front row before. I have never won a concourse because nobody likes me. That's a popularity vote. And I'm sure this airplane's not going to be popular. But you know what? Tough. That's what I like. Still pulling a lot of black. Okay, let's swap over to the other camera. I didn't get lighter fluid. I should have got lighter fluid. Almost, you can't feel them. By the time I get one coat of clear on it, you won't be able to feel that. That's how thin the paint is on, like nothing. If you look, you can see black coming up so that we're rubbing it in, getting off the buggers. I see one line over there I need to straighten. There's a lot of lines I got to straighten out. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'll do it after I get back from laundry tomorrow, but I'll start the thanks, Craig. I'll start the long process of repairing all the mishaps. I gotta get the dirt off this thing. Need some prep saw is what I need. I got some simple green. Maybe I'll use that on it. The thing fooled me. I thought I had a bleed through, or yeah, a bleed through black on white, but it wasn't. I had forgotten that I put carbon fiber down there, and I took some alcohol and rubbed it off, rubbed it down to the carbon. So I got to fix that. Oh, crap. If you guys got any questions, you might as well ask them now. This will be the last show for today. We'll do one tomorrow, but it'll be later on than normal. I really, really, really like the stars. I wish I'd have done that before. Debating what to do on my landing gear. I'm thinking maybe a blue leading edge and then some red and white stripes going back that way. Or I don't know. I got a bleed line right here I need to fix. So I might as well go around and start putting the tape on the spots I need to fix. These are the spots that I'm not going to be able to live with. So we got one there. I'm going to go get some 4-aught steel wool tomorrow. And some naphtha. Got one there. I'll be able to live with that. This is not going to be a 20 pointer, but it'd be a good 19 anyway. But it's not going to be 70 ounces either. Okay, I don't want to put the tape on there. I'm having some issues with the stab, so I don't want to put any tape on it. I'll just remember. Let's see here where it go. I guess. That cleaned up pretty good. When you do checkerboards like this, let me when you do checkerboards like this, if you have any spots that you can't live with, there, you can fix that with an ink pen. Let's say that you didn't want to repaint it, you just wanted to straighten a line. Just use ink line. My Thunderbolt nose, the whole nose, because of the complex curve on that, was done with ink. Ink line's in the saddle. And when I mean the saddle, it's the wing saddle. Let me switch cameras here. I think I showed pictures of that on Stuka, how that was done, how I did that. The wing saddle, let's say that I want an ink line to follow a 1/4 inch above the wing and run all the way back. You're not going to be able to do it with ink. Ain't no way. But you can do it with paint. So some of those ink lines, like on my Thunderbolt, were not ink lines. They were paint. They were paint lines. All the decals on every airplane that I build are not decals. They're paint. Why? Because that's how a real airplane's done. We're using real airplane paint and procedures. This is the same as a real airplane, just in smaller scale. I'm going to dig through my junk and see if I can find a push rod exit for this tail wheel. Now, as most know, like I did with my Dr. Pepper airplane, I will massage this thing for as many hours as it takes to make it right. It ain't like I like it, but it's what has to be done. USA. Still got a lot of stuff to go on it. Stunt hanger. Stunt hanger on the flaps on the top. I don't think I'm going to do too much on the bottom. Except for gold leaf. This will be gold leaf. And you might ask, well, why did I paint it black if I'm going to gold leaf it? Okay, here's the honest truth. 35 years ago, when I painted signs, I had a nice stroke. A stroke is the pull of the brush. And the stroke is the pull of the brush. I haven't pulled any lines except for some pin scraping lines on motorcycles in 30 years. So instead of, this is cheating, basically. So instead of practicing my stroke for several hundred hours, I'm just going to follow the computer stroke. And I think it's a stroke of genius myself. And when you see it, you'll understand why. Of course, if you looked at my Monado gold leaf for dummies, I did basically the same thing, only I used dope as sizing. Well, this time I got the real stuff so that I can engine turn. And engine turning is just a technique with a stump. And I'll show all this in the next week or so when I get to it. Probably be Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how dead I am after work. But gold leafing is not that complicated. Excuse me, it's not called gold leafing, it's called gilding. Okay, let's do the back elevator. Only going to stay on an hour because this is. I'll work longer than an hour, but hell, you guys have watched me for 7 hours today. Some of you. We're getting a lot off that. That was on there pretty thick. I wish you could see it. There's stuff. Let's see. See that stuff hanging there? Getting a lot off of that. Oops. You guys check out Little History's channel? He's an English guy, up and coming YouTuber. Pretty good modeler, builds boats. But there's always something to learn from somebody. Tommy Looper, he built this U.S. mail airplane. I think it was a Barnstormer, silver, with one of his super pilots in it. And he detailed it up, and he did rivets and weathering and stuff. And he uses chalk. And I told that to Little History, and he said he'd rather use airbrush. Well, that chalk effect is really phenomenal. And I got to go with some of these guys. All this stuff is going to be lost. And it's a shame. Because what kid is going to sit down and do this for as many hours as it takes? The discipline is not there. Let me try some simple green on that. It just doesn't want to get off of there. Don't be afraid to try different stuff on these kind of projects. I mean, what's the most that could happen? It's only toy airplanes. That didn't get it either. So the next best thing is sandpaper. I gotta get it off. Some dirt right there. We don't want to come off. Okay, I don't play well. That's 320. Yeah, we don't want to use 320. Oh, I know. I got a could use a 5,000. That's 1,500. That's 2,000. That's 1,500. Let's try 2,000 first. I just need a little piece. So we'll take a little simple green, spray it on there. Probably should have used Windex. Lightly rub it, and there it went. That, of course, I had to take some paint off to get it off, but got to get it off before the clear goes on. Might as well, now that I've found that works, I might as well look around for the rest of them. I don't want to get too aggressive. I don't need 1,500, that's too much. Definitely don't need 600. All the sandpapers at this particular step should be no more than 1,500. Unless you got some really screwed up underlayment that you haven't got flat. So let's see if we got any spots on the top. You could even sand these ridges here. That's color sanding. Comes out so good, I might just go ahead and do the whole airplane. have to let it dry a few days, but you guys know I ain't above sanding. Could sand the whole thing out with 2000, I guess. That means the clear would lay down super slick. I was going to seal it first, but I think I'm going to go around and hit all these spots. When you see me at the Nats and see me at the contest, come up and look at the airplanes. I don't bite. You can pick them up. Yeah, that works good. That works real good. Still picking up stuff. Picking up stuff. I can hardly wait to do that line. I just, so tempting just to go ahead and do that line. But the paint ain't dry, so. So I might as well get another piece of this. Yeah. Where the hell did that go? Disappeared. Just right there. Perfect. Got it off. Let's see if I can bring it in close and show you what I just did there. We'll do it on the bottom. There's a couple of squares on the bottom that need cleaned up just like that. And that worked real well. So we'll go ahead and do a square or two on the bottom. Now I got to go over all of these to make them perfect, but I'll try to get you in close so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find one here. See, I'm going to have to straighten that line out. Do that with a pen. I know. Oh, here we go. I got one here. Okay. Let's see. Might be better to go around the other side. Pick this up here. Oh shit, we're tied up. I got about 50 foot of cord on 2 cameras laying on the floor. Lucky I don't kill myself. Okay, needs to go around the other side. Okay, if you look right here, let's see if I can get it zoomed in on this. Let's see, my finger's right there, so we need to raise it up. Let's zoom it in. Now this wasn't poor preparation, it was just poor adhesion. Let's see here, zoom, where are we? Zoom. Come on now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. If you look right there, it's a little hazy. It's not a real crisp line. And that's because the stencil relieved itself slightly. And while the air was spraying, the sprayer was spraying, it sprayed underneath the stencil. So, in order to fix that, I mean, you could come back and paint that square white. But man, we don't want to add any more paint. So, what I normally do is just what I'm doing here, going around and fixing all these spots. 2000 grit sandpaper, little Windex on there. Little eraser is basically what's going on. So you keep rubbing that until that spot goes away. Almost. I mean, it may never get perfect, but it'll be better. If I didn't show you, you wouldn't know. Because it's so busy. And I'm damn sure not going to put any more paint on it. So it kind of is what it is. So what I did there, I'm not going to ink it here. I'll ink it after it's cleared. I removed the overspray, but there's a slight, it really doesn't even need to be monkeyed with. I'll take my ink pen and put a corkback ruler up there and ink that straight. But there won't be any haze because I've erased it. So that's cheating the system. So that's why, I say don't get too excited when mistakes happen or screw ups, because they're going to happen. You know it. Here's that spot I was talking about right there. I thought that had bled through the tape and got a bit of black overspray on it, but that's not. That's carbon. So I wiped it with alcohol and I took the paint off. So what I'll do tomorrow is I'll backmask these black stripes and this right here, and I'll just dust that on with an airbrush, white, and you'll never see it. And then when the clear goes on, gone, disappeared. So these are the tricks of the trade. Erasing the mistakes. And there's a few, you can't see what I'm doing, so beyond obsession. It's a disease. You guys got to remember, I'm a 31-year recovering alcoholic. So I have that addictive personality. So instead of drinking, I'm building, I'm sanding. I don't know how the hell I afforded it. But I used to. I don't miss it. I'd rather be doing this. Such a waste of time. There we go. Okay, where are we at now? Shit, that works better than carding. Rub this sandpaper on it. I might go around and do all these. Like I said, I'm trying to get by with the least amount of paint for the best finish. So I've got to do all this stuff up front. Well, new trick, color sanding. It'd be better to color sand than even cards. Lightly rub it on the seam and yep, that's what I'm going to do. Changed up again. Got something new. I'll just go over all these seams with 2000 instead of carding. I won't even do double aught steel wool now. Except I just drug some black into the white. I don't think it's ready for this. Still pretty green. Well, got it cleaned up there. But that's much nicer than carding. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, oh, I got a spot there and he's done. I'm going to go ahead and do this 2000 sand out probably around Wednesday or Thursday when the paint's cured up. Danny, if you're watching, you should be doing exactly what I'm doing here. With all that free time you got, you should be way ahead of me. Okay. I think we'll call it a night. I think I'll eat something and go to bed. Get my sleep pattern back on track. 12 and 12. Thanks for the likes. We've been on almost an hour, so that's 8 hours work time for me today. That's pretty much pretty good, I think. I mean, ain't nobody else in radio and TV works 8 hours straight. Of course, ain't nothing. I work harder here than I do at work. Like, subscribe, share. If these videos help you, please consider becoming a paid subscriber like Alan and Craig there. And it's only $4.95 a month. Helps me bring content to you like this because it's pretty damn expensive to build these airplanes. You guys saw how I fixed this area here. Well, I had a screw up while trying to get off them nibs. I hit this red with some tape and pulled a little bit of the red off. So tomorrow I'm going to lay out a piece of fine line, kind of Mickey Mouse backmask it, and just shoot some red in there, and it'll be fine. I got to do that with the tip here, only with blue, but the blue's over John's. And plus, John brought to my attention that these stripes are a slightly different length, and I wouldn't be happy, and he's probably right, so I need to fix that. I have a white spot here to fix on the cowl. Got to take the cowl off and kind of get it around there where it belongs. At least the stars came out really nice. I mean, that worked out really well. The points are all sharp. There's no pick marks in them. Should have done stars down the leading edge, but hey, this was an afterthought, just like the number on the bottom was an afterthought. And what I'm going to do on the back is an afterthought, and that's just the way it goes. I guess I also need to pick up the yellow when I'm at John's, unless it's in my car, which I don't know. I'll need that for wicks. If you guys aren't buying your dope from Wicks, you guys need to. And please tell them that, and they don't pay me to tell you this. I'm not a paid sponsor of Wicks. I don't have any paid sponsors. However, I have so much faith in their products that I recommend them. Superfill, all the dope, the Randolph stuff. Don't use nitrate. Don't waste your time. I use butyrate, tauntauning dope up to this point. After this point, it's butyrate, non-tauntauning clear. It's crystal clear. There's no tint in it. See, if I was a paid, if they were a sponsor of mine, I'd have to tell you it's good stuff. I don't have to tell you it's good stuff because they don't pay me. It is really good stuff. Just like Superfill. Once you use Superfill, you'll never go back to epoxylite, micro balloons, epoxy and spackle and all that other crap. You'll be using Superfill. I made a believer out of Dan. And please, if you want to build light airplanes and you want to paint light, you want to finish light, use my finishing system. 1 quart of dope. That's all you get. So far, what's on this airplane is 1/2 quart of clear dope. 1/2 quart filled up so it makes a quart thinned. That's all it's all the base coat. The white is 1 pint. That's it. So filled up it makes a quart, I guess. Yeah, filled up it makes a quart. The trim, I bet there ain't 2-3 ounces, not even 3 ounces of color on this, the reds and the black and all that stuff. You saw how much I used today in the blue, where I took that 4 ounces of blue, mixed it up, shot it on the air. Now that's all the blue for this. It's all the blue on everything. Mixed it up, shot it up, put it back in the can. The can was full. So that's all the paint you need. You do not need to lay the paint on so damn thick. When this airplane turns up in a wing over, when you're flying along like this and it turns up, you can see right through the bottom. And that's the only way you're gonna build light airplanes. What have I got here on my elbow? Huh. A big scab going on, it looks like. I don't remember bumping my elbow. Of course, I could have burned it with some welding stuff. I don't know. Keep picking. All right, guys, that's an hour. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. And we'll see you tomorrow. If I can find my mouse. There it is. See ya.